Hi, how's everyone doing today? This is Amy Hamilton, the project manager. Life is a project. As usual, thank you to Saeed and the team for letting me be here and present on a topic that I think is so important and I want to share with you this week. This week, what we're going to be talking about is the need for emotional intelligence for project managers. And some of you out there might be thinking, hey, I am a project manager. Why should I care about emotional intelligence? What I will tell you is if you are able to form that team and you're able to get it running like a well-oiled machine, your project will go smoother, you will have less conflict, you will be able to get everyone to work together, your project will be more productive, you will finish quicker, you will finish on schedule, on time, within budget, and meet that triple constraint that you desire. So we're going to go right into what are the ECQs and what can you do as a project manager. So I want you to think of this as not just a project manager, but think of yourself today as a project leader. As usual, I am going to be tracking everything on the event page, and if you guys have questions, that is great. I will make sure I try to address those as much as I can. And for those of you who have asked me for specific topics, such as change management, we are going to be doing those in the future, so hold on, and those will be in a future broadcast. And always interested in your ideas and what you want to add. The first thing I want to talk about is self-awareness. Each of us have our own emotions, and that is completely normal. And what you want to do is know what are your biases, what kind of things do you bring to the table immediately, what things trigger you, what things make you happy, what things make you angry, what things just annoy you on a project. And you want to make sure that you know your team members and that when they come to you, that you're not projecting your own emotions onto them. This can be a really important thing. And so you need to have an understanding of how do you react. This sense of self-awareness. The next thing that you want to do is look at your motivation. Are you coming in every day charged? Are you coming in going, hey, I am the project manager and this is what I'm bringing to the table? Are you coming in every day like, oh, I can't believe we've got to do this project. This project is like so boring. It's like the worst project ever. Because when you transmit that to your team, that's how they're going to react and that's how they're going to treat their other team members. You need to come in, whether you believe in the project or not, come in every single day with this attitude that this is the most amazing project and you need to bring that motivation, you need to bring that energy, you need to be bringing that to the table for your team. Next thing I want to look at is social skills. How many of you don't like people? I will tell you, I'm raising my hand on that. There are people I just do not want to work with. Occasionally, that's actually been some project sponsors I've had, that's been some vendors that I've had. There are so many people that can be difficult to work with, they can be a challenge to work with, but what kind of social skills can you do? How can you interact with those people who are just difficult and challenging? One of the things that you can do is get to know them at a personal level. Is there a sports team that you guys have in common? I'm based normally in Germany. Bayern München is a great thing to bring people together. In America, we have American football, which is a wonderful opportunity for us to come together. So sports teams can bring you together. What about things that you have in common? Do you have children? Maybe your children are of the same ages. Maybe they have the same interests. What about your own interests? Are you interested in maybe the same book materials? And at a minimum, we go into projects for a reason. Part of it is to make money. I mean, maybe what you can use is just kind of that general profit motivation. So look at those difficult people and try to figure out what are the commonalities that you have. How can you bring all of this together? The next thing that I want to look at is we've talked about self-awareness, we've talked about motivation, we've talked about social skills. I want to talk about empathy. You need to have an understanding of how other people are feeling, and this is especially true for your team members. You're there to motivate your team members, and you are there to be empathetic to your team members. When your team members are having a crisis going on in their personal lives, this is an opportunity for you to talk to them. This is an opportunity for you to find out more about your team members. We all have bad days. We have those days where our cars break down. We have those days when the kids are sick. We have all kinds of bad days that happen to us. And your team member is going to have that, and you need to reach out to them, to work with them, to figure out what makes your team members tick. Not all of us are based on the same reward systems. And a lot of times as project managers and as leaders, we go straight to the monetary reward. Hey, if I just throw enough money at this problem, it will go away. Not all people are motivated simply by money. So you need to be looking at both the intrinsic and extrinsic values of your team members. Have that understanding. Really get to know those people. Are they motivated by recognition? Are they motivated by a reward system such as money? Are they motivated by time off? Are they motivated just by your telling them that they do a good job? These are the things that you need to know. And this is really getting a little bit more into the personal lives of the people who work for you. I used to have an admin assistant, and she absolutely hated working upstairs for our bigger boss. But what she found is whenever he wrote her a personal thank you letter, this was all that she needed. And she was immediately like, okay, next time he needs me to go upstairs, I'll go upstairs and I'll work for him. I had another team member. This guy was not motivated by money at all. But if he could be in front of a big assembly, getting recognized, getting an award, maybe you can make up a team award. It is up to you. But find out what are those things and have that empathy for your team members. Understand when they have a bad day, and they will perform so much better for you. So we've talked about 5 different aspects here. We've talked about your own self-awareness, knowing your feelings. We have discussed motivation. We've discussed self-regulation. We've discussed empathy, and we've discussed social skills. Actually, what I realized is I didn't discuss self-regulation. I was saving that for last. What does that mean? It means you need to know how you're going to react in a situation. And you can't always act the way you want to. Have you ever had a project sponsor that just really annoyed you and you just want to go, sir, shut up? You cannot actually do that in a meeting. That is just something where you have to control yourself. You have to have that impulse control to not act that way. Sometimes we want to cut people off. Sometimes we just don't want to listen. Sometimes we want things to go our own way. Self-regulation is knowing these things inside us. It's really connected to that self-awareness, which was the first thing I talked about. And that's why I wanted to save it for the last thing, is you want to make sure you're aware of your emotions. You're aware of those trigger points. You're aware of the fact that you just got in a big fight with your spouse. You're aware that your teenage child just really annoyed you. All those things going on in your personal life, and you don't want to react at work based on those things. You want to have that self-regulation. You want to have that self-awareness. You want to come in every day motivated. You want to have that empathy, and then you need to develop those social skills so you can show it all off. These are some simple tips. I have no doubt that you guys are going to be able to apply them. I'm going to wait a couple seconds as normal and look for any questions that you guys have. Thank you so much for the comments and the feedback. And we don't have that many questions this week. I do appreciate everyone's time, and I will be on again next week, and we are going to be talking about stakeholder management. You guys have a great day.